Hey nerds! It's Geeks of Cascadia. Geeks of Cascadia. You're listening to Geeks of Cascadia, behind the DM screen.
Hey nerds! Welcome to our unboxing of the D&D Essentials Kit. I know what you're thinking. Where's Blue Samurai?
Where is Blue Samurai?
Where is Blue Samurai? He couldn't make it because he's
actually doing his job.
busy doing one of his jobs. Maybe this is the
jobs.
Protecting America one.
We don't
I'm
need
not
him.
Sure. We don't
need
him.
him.
He doesn't know anything about Dungeons and Dragons anyway.
No, he doesn't.
Just because
He doesn't even
just
know
because
any-
he killed the blue dragon.
He's
Oh my God.
He's got you convinced.
He's like, he got the last hit on the blue dragon when it had like 2 hit points.
Several campaigns ago.
Yes.
But it just keeps coming back.
He's
and
coming back. He's coming back. Anyway, so Blue Samurai's not here. I'm sorry. We both miss him desperately because he is our leader.
No, I miss him a little bit.
We're here around the table.
Bro dance.
I've been my friend for 37 years.
That's a long time.
It's a long time.
Wow.
Yeah. So we're going to be unboxing the Essentials Kit.
Is that why it's called an unboxing
Yes.
thing? Oh, neat.
Because you open up the box, talk about what's in it.
But you've already opened it up.
I have already opened it
So it's kinda...
the ease of getting things done.
Okay.
We're here at Around the Table in Linwood, Washington,
Woohoo!
where you cannot buy this because it is not yet September 4th. I have to apologize. This is a Target exclusive until September 4th.
You didn't have to say that. You could
Well,
have said you got it.
I tried to
Spirit
wait.
Nights.
I'm already late doing this. Then I couldn't wait any longer. I wanted to have the Essentials Kit and wanted to talk about it because it sounds really exciting. It's basically much like the starter kit. Set it up for it. Starter kit, but with a little more stuff.
Well, I haven't even seen the starter kit, so I'm
Well,
excited.
that's okay. So,
Are we unboxing the starter
no,
kit?
we won't be.
because
We'll talk about it a little bit. They know about that.
I'd like to leave it like this.
Both of these are great tools for people new to Dungeons and Dragons.
This is his first DMing. tonight.
Also, I'm DMing for the first time tonight. We're going to run this. If you've listened to the Adventure Zone, there are Darby Gerblins. Anyway, one of the things you get with the Essentials Kit is 11 dice.
There's one. Now it's
10 dice. 11 dice.
nice, very pretty.
It's very fun.
Do you know what color that they give you in the box?
I
or
think
is that a
I'm
surprise
gonna
when you
guess
open it?
they're all
Does
red.
everybody get red?
These are blue. These were red.
Okay.
This is 8 dice. This is
But you
11
only
dice.
got one of each, so how would you know?
Oh, I got.
No, I mean you only got one
Oh, I
starter
see.
set. So
Well, I should go by like 100
yes,
and see how it averages out.
Exactly. Or you can let us know.
Yes, let us know what color your dice are if you have the Essentials Kit.
Email.
Or the starter. Email us at geekscascadia@gmail.com.
Tell us what color dice were in your starter kit.
Yes.
Science.
Of course, you get a rule book. This is a simplified rule book, much like you get in the starter set.
So is that the original player's handbook then?
No, it's
Or-
more like just the essential the basic rules that you get in the starter set. It's very simplified. There's not as many races. There's not as much stuff in it. There's less things like feats that you would find in the player's handbook. But it's the rules to Dungeons and Dragons expressed simply, so you can learn how to play Dungeons and Dragons.
Now
Very
this
cool.
wasn't around way back when, right? There was just the original version.
Well, this came out in I believe 2015,
Okay.
and this came out in June.
All right.
June of 2019, but I don't know what year you're watching this. It could be 2032, and you have no idea what Dungeons and Dragons is.
So way back in the 80s. When
Way back in the 80s,
you and
there
I
were-
wanted
there
to
were
play
other-
but couldn't.
Yeah, my friends hadn't invited me to play
I
yet.
had no friends.
I had friends who played D&D, but they didn't invite me, so I don't know.
It's because you're grumpy.
Except grumpy. Yes.
It's because you drank too much back then.
I
They thought you'd be a bad
I didn't
influence.
quite drink too much back then. So you get the Essentials Kit rule book, which is very similar to the one in the starter set, but still very valuable. If you don't have the starter set, you have this one. It's great. Never played before.
So is that
but this
just
is all
for
you
DMs?
need.
That's for players, everybody?
This is for everybody.
Okay.
Everyone kind of needs to know these rules. It would be nice if your players bought the player's handbook, but if not, they can look at this, or the DM can tell them, here's how you set up your character, here's what this rule means, blah, blah, blah. This
You almost
both
don't
of
even
these
need-
things are everything you need to play Dungeons and Dragons. You can just share the dice, go with the rules book. It has character sheets in here.
That was the question. That was right there.
Character sheets. There's a bunch of them.
And of course, there's D&D Beyond, but you know,
Yeah,
that's kind
you
of
may not
neat.
want to just jump into.
Like I don't even
love
know how to
D&D
do
Beyond.
that because I've used
That's
D&D
right.
Beyond.
Yeah.
So
D&D Beyond is
and
a
I
very nice
refuse to
tool.
learn anything that I don't need to.
You also get an adventure that leads your players or
Woohoo!
player on an adventure to fight, quite possibly a dragon as pictured on the cover.
Nice.
I haven't read through the entire thing. I haven't, of course, played it at all.
Ice Spire Peaks.
But
It's
there's-
cold and dangerous.
Yes, and it looks like, spoiler alert, there's a dragon.
Oh man, an ice dragon,
A nice dragon.
like on
Maybe.
you know that show.
That show that ended horribly. Stranger Things. Ugh.
That didn't end great. It was sad. It was sad.
So,
Everyone split up.
you get the adventure. You get
It's good fanning. I like
good
it.
fanning.
Actually.
It's like Dakota fanning, but
Or L.
you also get a simplified DM screen. So you can not be doing your things in secret. You need to roll behind the screen. You can do that. That's
Is
great.
this what's behind the DM screen?
This is what's behind the DM screen.
Whoa.
Yes.
Wow, I feel like I have
It
just.
gives you stats for things you could do.
Nice. Very helpful.
There's like little hints and charts for how you run a game. Stuff you need to know. Travel pace.
Could you DM an entire, session with just this information?
No, I couldn't. I'm too picky. You get a simplified DM screen, which is as much as you need. You don't even really sometimes need a DM screen. But so it comes with that.
It's nice. It keeps that secrecy component.
It does.
You know?
Yeah.
I always wondered if Steve was really rolling what he was rolling.
Yeah, you never know.
Now that I know
I
him-
trust one Steve and not the other.
Remember he moved the thing outside.
Yes.
It didn't always used to be like that.
Yeah, exactly.
I trust one Steve.
You also get a code for D&D
Oh, I
Beyond.
thought that was Black Angus coupon at first. It's not. It's
Wow, how old are you? You get a code, which is right here, which I'm covering with my finger, to get the digital version of the adventure on D&D Beyond, if you were so inclined, because D&D Beyond is a great tool to use.
It is.
It makes it very, very easy. You just open your tabs. You have
Oh
tabs,
gosh,
right?
I have tabs. I
It's
love
like,
tabs.
it's like you know you've got goblins coming up. You know you've got a bugbear coming up. You just have those tabs open,
You
and
can flip to the sources if you need that. And there's not
look
all the
stuff up.
sources too.
Your
all
player
the
wants to do some crazy thing.
There's just I couldn't find something today. I was trying to make sure I chose the right thing when I chose Brewer's tools.
Yeah. Okay. Well, why do you
And,
have Brewer's tools?
Put it in the little. Yes, I do. sir.
Okay. Well, that'll come in
And
very
I think
handy.
we know. Yes, I think so too.
Do you have rustic
Yes.
hospitality?
No, I don't.
Okay.
No,
Now you also get a map.
love maps.
You get a map
Is
of
there a legend? There's a legend.
part of the Sword Coast, which is great. It's
This
like
must be where that adventure takes place, right?
yes,
That
this is where the adventure at least starts. The adventure takes place in much of Phandalin, which is also highly featured in the adventure in the starter set. So what I plan on doing, if allowed, and get to DM more after tonight, is I'm going to cram these two things together.
Oh, all right. I like it.
Yes.
Maybe I will buy a little figurine for myself if this is going to go on.
We'll see. We'll see
If
if
we
this goes
approve
on.
of you
I'm just kind of filling
as
in.
DM?
We'll see what happens. And this is a lot of stuff for newer players, which is really cool. Well, maybe this will be nice to have for
Blue Samurai needs those instead of his
experienced
little
players.
scratchy pieces of paper that he scrawls our names. Oh, there's pictures of people too?
There are. Well, hang on.
Oh, okay.
It's like, here are a bunch of sheets of magic items. Right now, our primary DM, Steve, not Steve, but Steve.
Good Steve, not Blue
Good
Samurai.
Steve, not Blue Samurai Steve. Writes out these things for us on little cards about the size to put in our card
With
holders
an appropriate
with our
illustration,
spell book,
usually.
with an appropriate illustration.
Dude's an
'Cause
overachieving
he
DM.
he's an awesome DM.
Yeah, he is.
But it's like, okay, I've got a potion of healing. You regain 2d4 plus 2 hit points when you drink this potion. This potion's red liquid glimmers when agitated. Stuff like that.
Kinda
like the Hulk.
Not green.
Or I have a Dragon Slayer. It's a weapon. It's rare. You have a +1 bonus to attack. and the damage rolls you made with this long, and the damage rolls you made with this longsword.
Wait a
So,
minute, with the Google, what is the Googles? Oh, goggles of night.
if
Goggles,
the Googles
sorry.
of night, when you're looking things up at night and you've been drinking too much, it helps you find the things on Google.
Of night.
Now, one of the coolest things about
The
this,
people.
the people,
Look
is
at the
this
people.
is a 2-player game.
All races, all classes,
Yes.
all living as one harmonious
So these
planet.
are sidekick cards, helpers. So if only you and one other person are able to play, you can just they can choose a sidekick, and you and the person you're playing with, the player character and the sidekick, can just have an adventure.
That's cool.
You might have to maybe make things a little bit easier for 2 people.
Lonely, you know.
Yeah. Or maybe you have to make things harder if there's more than 2 people.
Does the sidekick get a turn, get initiative then?
The sidekick
Do they play
does,
like-
yeah.
Is the DM
The sidekick, the DM can be the sidekick, or the player character can be the sidekick. And there's a stat block in the book for what their abilities are. There are different kinds of people. There's experts, there's spellcasters, and there's warriors.
Pickled Pete,
Pickled Pete is already my
a
favorite.
human expert?
Human expert.
A human expert. Does
Yeah.
that mean he's an expert on humans, or does that mean he is a human?
It means he's kind of like a rogue / bard, where he's good at a lot of stuff. Like a bard is good at a lot of stuff. They're not great at anything normally, but they're really good at some stuff. He's kind of like a bard.
Yeah, I can feel that. I'm kind of great at some
So,
stuff.
if you're the hardest part of Dungeons and Dragons is getting 6 or 7 people in a room, right?
We seem to do a pretty good
and
job.
keeping them there. Well, our
We're
group,
drawn by alcohol.
and our group, however, has more former players than does current players, by like
Is that
5 or 6.
It's been kind of a outgoing and incoming kind of thing. The magical world of D&D,
That's
bringing
right, so-
people together in other ways.
exactly.
Too. This is
So
great.
you get that.
I love that.
And for tracking initiative, you get initiative cards. So once you establish the initiative by rolling a d20 and adding your initiative modifier, you then get a card for what order you are in initiative. And that sits in front of you
Nice. I like it.
until the end of the battle. You get quest cards to keep track of what quest you're on, because maybe it's been a while since you played, maybe you're forgetful about what you're doing. Maybe you're playing in 3 or 4 groups and listening to podcasts, which is my problem.
Cool. It's like little cliff note
Yeah,
kind of
it's
things.
like okay, spoilers again. There's a Umbridge Hill quest.
Are we doing one of these tonight?
No.
No,
We're
okay.
doing this tonight.
Oh, yeah, I know you've told me that. 100 times?
Umbridge Hill quest, the local midwife and acolyte of Shanti, named
Shanti?
Shanti, not Shanti. I want you to dig deep, but Shanti, the goddess, named. So many people are not going to get that.
No.
Deborah Gwynn lives by herself in a stone windmill on the side of the
No,
hill.
distracted. What insanity workout? That's
The
what
insanity
it is.
workout,
Okay.
yeah. And P90X. Isn't he P90X?
Yes. No, that's a different guy. Horton.
Okay, I don't know.
Tony Horton.
Which one I didn't do. Which one I
Shanti
did.
was a lot of jumping and a lot of.
I thought I did P90X, but
No, that's.
Whichever-
Believe me, I know these
whichever
things.
one I borrowed from you and Susan.
Yeah, Shanti.
I did it once and never again.
Yes. We'll stop.
We'll stop about the P90X. The local midwife has a problem. There's dragon sightings. She's outside of Phandalin. It's not safe for her to be alone. You urge her to return to Phandalin. It's a quest. You go out, you get her, and you bring her back to safety in town. That's great because you're a good person. I love Phandalin already. Also, there's status cards. So if something happens to a player character, like they become restrained, you don't have to remember what that is. You've got a card sitting in front of you telling you what that is. And then there's no arguments. Everyone knows what restrained means. Everyone knows what prone means.
These are good for when you drink, when you're drinking.
Exactly, because I never drink when I play Dungeons and Dragons. My notes go steadily downhill as the night wears on.
They weren't very uphill
So,
to begin with.
you've
So.
got status cards. Yeah, my notes were terrible. And we were talking about magic item cards. And that's it.
That's a lot.
In either of these boxes, you
That's a
get
lot.
everything you need to play as a new person playing Dungeons and Dragons. I highly encourage you to do it.
There's no miniatures.
There's no miniatures. You don't really need miniatures. You don't need the
They're more
battle
fun.
map. You can use the theater of the mind It's kind of nice, or you can use the little chits or tokens or whatever you want to set out.
Or you could just buy miniatures.
Or you could buy miniatures and paint them for hours and hours and hours. I agree. But either of these is a great way to go if you want to start playing Dungeons and Dragons. This one has a little bit more in it, and if you have less people, this is the way to go. But both are great. So, anything you want to add?
I was just wondering if there's any kind of kits that you can play with one person and a DM. Can someone play D&D by themselves? Can they be their own
I
DM?
don't really think that works well, but there
What
are
happened to Theater of the Mind?
what are those books called where you turn the page and roll a die?
No.
Choose your adventure.
I don't know, I've never done
Yeah,
those.
those are things. Things like this. Look it up. Choose your adventure.
No, this is great. I had no idea what
So-
was all in here. That's a lot.
I guess we should finish by saying, like what it says on my friend Kitty's arm, embrace the nerd, and I hope you make that saving throw.
Reaching for the sky.
Thank you. Okay. Good night. Well, I guess we're rolling.
Rolling, rolling, rolling. Keep
Them
those
doggies
doggies
rolling. Something rolling.
Walleye.
Walleye. Walleye.
That's how I learned. Growing up in Minnesota. Yeah.